Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Kay from the video game Sea of Solitude that I play on Nintendo Switch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, more video game stuff. Again, I like playing my games, and hopefully you do too, and that's why you're here. But, you know, this one's, again, like all of them, I guess. I was just about to say this one's very particular, but again, I guess they all are, right? That's why I'm choosing them, that's why I like playing them. But what I mean by this one is, not only is it, you know, an indie game, it's very specific, right? There's not a lot of detail, and it's kind of a shame, but also a challenge. I like that. Now, for the most part, the color is just black. One solid black color, right? So, it's up to us as the artists to get a little creative and try to figure out how to develop a look for such a solid object, right? So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to come up with some furry feather. I mean, is it fur or is it feathers? Okay, so if you don't know the game, if you're here just to draw, I'm very proud of you. That's awesome. Because I always say, even if this isn't your cup of tea, even if you're like, well, I'd much rather be drawing R2-D2 and stuff like that, but you're here just to practice your chops, fantastic. You're the best. You are awesome. Because I always say, you never know when you're going to be able to have to draw something a little different. And it's best to always try different stuff, right? Different mediums, different ideas, different looks, different styles. Because let me think of a hand gesture real fast. Okay. And so I always say, you know, even if it's not what you like, come here and let's try this. Let's try something a little different. And practice drawing, you know, human anatomy, that kind of stuff. Just get in some practice. That's what I always say. So I'm very happy if that's why you're here. So if you don't know, this is just basically a video game about a girl who her sadness and personal challenges and whatnot manifest her into a monster. And that's very very deep, very what do you call it, personal, I guess, right? But that's why she's just this little fuzzy looking monster thing. But anyway, so she's got like fuzzy fur or feathers, I'm not too sure, but it's monster stuff really, and that's kind of what I like, is that it's not anything specific. It's almost like you can kind of make whatever you want out of it, right? So that's the other fun challenge, is like, ooh, I don't know what that is. I don't know if this is fur. So it's kind of fun to, you know, come up with whatever we want. But for the most part, that's why her character is just going to be all black, featureless monster shape, in so many words. And that's what I'm saying, that it's up to us to try to figure out what those features are, since we get to get a little creative. Sorry, I'm concentrating, so I go a little quiet when I concentrate. Someone posted a question that I should probably do a video about. They asked talk about when I was younger, my practices, how much I did, and all that stuff, and I think I'll do that. I think I'll make a video. I just gotta figure out what to show you while I'm doing this. Like, what'll I draw? Or I could talk about it now too. It's like the easiest answer, which is not the one you want to hear, is that I would just draw all the time. It's not like I practice. It's not like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to draw this. I just love drawing so much that I was always doing it. That's really why it became so easy for me, or why it wasn't even really a practice. It was just because I was just doing it all the time. So I wasn't even practicing. I was just having fun, just drawing and not thinking about how often I was doing it. That's really what I'm trying to get at. There was no thought of how often I did. I was just drawing all the time. Just loved doing it, So I'll talk more about that, and we'll figure out a video. But I'm ready to go. I've got this sketch gone, and what I'm going to do now is erase some of the sketch lines, keep the confidence lines, because what I'm doing is I'm throwing lines down, just trying to find the placement, the proportion, and the positioning. And as I get more confident with that, I start pressing harder. So when I lightly erase like this, those first few sketch lines, they disappear very easily. And the confidence lines, because I was pressing harder, it takes a little bit more pressure. So we're following our confidence, because we'll still see it. We're getting rid of our sketchiness. And that's how you live your life. Follow your confidence, get rid of your sketchiness, you'll do great. You'll be amazing. Okay, I think I can still see enough to keep us going, but it's going to disappear, so the Sharpie will stand out. So I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. This will be a quick one today. It's mostly outline, but we'll play around with some detail. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more video game characters, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general. Do a search. See if what I did is already there, because I've drawn so many things, I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So give me a shout, and give me a request, and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to just dive right in. I'm going to start off with my Sharpie pen, because I can control the line width much better. And I'm going to kind of draw the eyes and then start with the hair, because, well, no, let's just draw. Let's just draw. I'm talking too much. I'm going to draw the top of her lids, like this. I like doing that just to see if I've got them level. And because if not, if it's off like this, I'm going to start all over. But it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So let's draw some retina, the color part of her eye. This, and then she's got a pupil, kind of, almost. I don't want to draw the pupils because her eyes are so red, glowing, monsterish. I'm not going to do a pupil. I'm also not going to draw the underside of the eye, because these will bleed at this size, so I'm just going to kind of imply that line by coming towards it. You're welcome to draw that line underneath, but mine will bleed at this size, so I'm just going to come in and do that, and that's it. And maybe I can add just a little bit of an eyelash line thicker on top, like that, just to give it a more feminine, beautiful eyelash line, like that, just a bit. Let's see, I guess I could do like her face, like the nose and the mouth, and then come back for the hair. Let's do that. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to draw bottom of her nose, a little bit of nostril if you can see it. But see, again, this will start to bleed, so there's only so many lines I can do before it stops making sense, right? Like the bulb and all the bridge and all that, I'm going to do that with color. I'm not worried about that. Let's give her a mouth. Oof, that's kind of a strange looking mouth, but I'm going to fix it with the lips, like that. Kind of hide my mistakes, something like that. Okay. It's a little awkward and it's strange looking. I haven't figured out what is off about it yet, but it's where I am. But you know what? This is where I am. This is what I have. If nothing else, this is a lesson of working with what we got. Now her brows are her hair's just kind of all over the place, so I'm just gonna kind of hide the brows. And I'm gonna say her hair is kind of not really parted, but coming from the back, but big long locks. So big long monsterish locks, like this, kind of over her face. So see, a lot of that brow is covered up. So that's why I'm not really worried about it. And I want to draw all the hairlines, but I'm not going to. I want to, but I'm not. It's mostly just talking to myself, telling yourself, don't do it. Now, I can start to see that I can see a little bit of the brow there, so I think I'm going to draw it. Yeah, so I would see some of the brow, so I'm going to draw just a little bit like this, because that's the part I can see, okay? I guess kind of here too, if you can get it in between the hairlines. But that's it. See, that's all I can really do, so I'm not going too crazy with it. And the edges of her face, I'm going to have some hair swept in, so that's why I'm not drawing the cheek and the bone, or the cheekbone, the cheek and the jaw and all that yet. Let's draw some of this hair and kind of make a little bit of a feature, right? So we know how much of the hair is kind of coming out like this and what you can see. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. That's a good edge line for me. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a cheekbone. Why do I keep saying that? A jaw and a chin, right? It's mostly a chin. And the jaw's going to go up there. You see, I have a stop point. I know not drawing into the hair where that's going to end. That's why I wanted to do all that first. Let's say the hair's kind of flowing and going like that. So we'll say that you can see this jaw, since I want to say that word over and over again, this jawline into her cheek. And then we'll do more hair like that. Okay, so there you go. There's my edges, so I know where that's going to be. Her neck is the, you know, now we're starting to get into the monsterish, furry slash, furry fuzzy hairline of the monster part, and so that's why I'm just going to add a little bit of that. So back to the hair. I parted it here, so let's just kind of throw it all over the place. Give it some I wanted to say mangled, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Some tangled, messy locks. What did I tell you? Don't draw all the hairlines. Well, I'm not going to draw the hairlines. And what am I doing? Drawing all the hairlines. See, it's fun. It's fun to do. That's the problem. But I want color to take care of a lot of it. That's why I keep telling myself, don't do it. Let color handle some of the job, some of the workload, right? There you go. I'm also kind of, you know, playing around with where are the edges, what are the shapes, where's it going to go, right? While not drawing all the hairlines and then drawing all the hairlines at the same time. After I just said I'm not going to do that, right? Okay, so I'm going to thicken up my outer edge just a little bit, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, it's going to get super thick. So I know how it's going to look, so I'm going to try to match where it's going to go. If you're working with pencil, sorry, that was kind of quiet. If you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. Okay, that's pretty good. The trick is it's hair, so you don't want to go too thick. Well, I don't want to go too thick is what I'm trying to say. You're probably not doing this at all. And it's good. Do what you want. You're drawing. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw, maybe somewhere in between. Alright, not bad, not bad. Okay, so I think I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie. I love that noise. And play around with fur, shape, and design. She's wearing a backpack, so I'm going to start to switch over to the fur and the line out. Now, the way I want the fur, let's say like this is the backpack, right? The straps. Some of the fur is going to be hanging over it like that, just a little bit, right? Imagine my fingers are the fur, just a little bit, because of the way it's like pushed over, right? It's going to be almost like this. So, I'm going to say the backpack is right here. I'm going to draw a strap. And then it's coming across, so it's almost going to be like a what do you call it? A fuzzy edge, like this. That's supposed to be a straight edge, right? Because it's over the top. The bottom, we'll say, is not covered, so it's like that. So I know that's a weird looking thing, but let's go ahead and draw it so I know where we are. The top of it hidden with fur, the bottom of it's not. There's the edge. We'll say that edge is not covered by fur. Does that make sense now? How there's fur going over the top, but not the outer edge, I guess. So that's kind of the idea I'm trying to go for. Is it's kind of hanging over. That. See, now does that look a little bit better? Like it's hanging over a hard edge. All right, cool. So now I'm kind of drawing fur around anatomy. So basically, a fuzzy body is what I'm drawing. So we're gonna say her shoulder is like this, and I got it back this way. So I'm gonna come down here. Let's draw, let me see, I'm going to draw her chest to her waist, at least so you know where we are body-wise, right? So there's her waist, okay? So her arm is the shoulder here, bicep, so I'm going to come down here and do this to the elbow, okay? So again, see, I'm following anatomy, but just adding fuzzy fur. But following the shape, so it still looks like it's a furry arm, right? So it's kind of a draw a crooked edge, or draw a fuzzy no, a crooked edge, that's really it. Drawing a fuzzy little fuzzy arm, drawing with a shaky hand. That's what it is. So it's almost like drawing with your hand shaking. That's kind of the look we're going for. I mean, we're not, but that's what we're ending up doing, right? And so here I'm just kind of adding, like, well, how would that fur go? Like, what would it do? Okay. I'm going to pretty much do that all over the body. So now we're going to draw like a hand, kind of like this. Nothing too crazy. But again, because it's a monsterish hand, you can kind of get away with, you know, strange features. Something like that. The hard part is drawing details with a Sharpie. But I choose this so you can see what I'm doing. Or if you want to draw with one, it's, you know, you should have some lying around the house, and that's kind of what I want, is that you can just go and grab stuff. You know, you don't have to go and buy expensive materials. You just go and look in your drawer, and you probably got Sharpies all lying around. Ooh, you know what? Let's add a little extra detail. So same thing, we're going to do this arm over here, but this one's just kind of hanging down a little bit more. So again, just a fuzzy, furry, shaky hand. It's the inside of the arm to the furry, fuzzy, nervous, shaky hand. Arm. See, again, we're kind of getting away with, you know, there's only so much we can do, but we get to play around with, well, how would that look if it was a furry, fuzzy feature, right? And I talked about that in the sketch, that a lot of this too is well, that's the open, I want to say creativity, but like the open I want to say availability, not availability, the open to interpretation of a completely dark character, right? It's all black with fuzzy outline, so we're just like, well, we just get to make up whatever we want. So now that's what we're doing. We're just kind of following anatomy. And in a furry, fuzzy shape. Wow, why did that come out thicker than this is coming out? That's crazy. So again, yeah, we're just following anatomy. Shaky hand anatomy. And then I guess with color, we're going to try to see what we can do. Try to make it stand out. So see, pretty simple one today. It's almost like, well, you just got to know anatomy, and then we can have a little fun with, you know, again, furry, fuzzy, shaky anatomy. But still, I love this game. It's so fun. It's creative. And like I've said before, you make a beautiful looking game, I'm in. I will play that game. I will incorporate that into my life and talk about it and have fun. And that's what this one does for me too. So here we go. I'm just going to add just a little bit of furry stuff. Again, I want to do more with color. And I'm not going to draw every single fur hair, you know. That's kind of also the idea with their character, is that it's such a featureless design that we can kind of have a little fun with it. But also, because it's such a cool design, I don't want to draw every single little hair. I kind of want to, you know, I always say the word honor, like it's a respect, like it's a you know, almost religious type thing when I say honor, but it's not. It's like I want to appreciate the design and the style that they put into it. But there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Kay from Sea of Solitude. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.